Hi, we're working on grade 3, module 5, or fractions. Our page today is placing fractions on the number line input page. So last time we worked on placing the fractions on the number line using fraction strips. Today we're going to work on it without the fraction strips. It's a little more challenging, but I'm confident that you can do it. Let's look at our sentence. It is helpful to partition a number line into the fractional parts before you blank a fraction on the number line, before you place a fraction on the number line. So before we had our fraction strips to help us partition the number line, it says place right here. We had our fraction strips to help us partition. Now we don't, we're gonna have to use some estimating. So we've got our number line, and then below the number line is what we're going to do. To place 3/4, we want to partition the number line into fourths. Then we can label all of the fractions. So I like to label all of the fractions, not just the one that we're asked to place. I do this because it's easier for me to keep track in my head and I don't make a silly mistake like label the wrong tick mark. Okay, when I'm making fourths, what I do is I find the middle of the number line. And I mark that. So now the number line is partitioned into 2 equal pieces. Fourths need 4 equal pieces, so I can now cut each piece in half and make those 4 pieces. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal pieces, and I can label them across. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. That's how I do it. It's much easier for me than trying to estimate and make 1, then 2, then 3. I go middle, middle, middle. It helps keep me organized. Okay, now we've done what has been asked. We've placed 3/4. We have just given extra information, which is fine. Okay, let's look at our next one. To place 4/6, we want to partition the number line into fourths. Into sixth, I will have that fixed for you. Partition the number line into sixths. The next one's wrong too. 2/8. Then we can label all the fractions. So when we're making sixths, we need to make thirds first. To make thirds, you kind of have to just estimate with your eyes about where it would be. It's not as easy as just cut in half, cut in half, cut in half. What you need to do is cut in thirds. Now we can cut in half. Anytime I can, I'm doing it just in half because that's the easiest thing for my eyes to estimate. You can see it's not great here, not as good as my fourths. It's not a strength of mine. And now I can count across. 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, 6/6. And we've placed 4/6. Again, we've given extra information, but that's okay. All right, last one. To place 2/8, we want to partition the number line into eighths. Then we can label all of the fractions. Luckily, eighths can be made by cutting in half. So I estimate the middle of the number line. Cut those in half. Cut that in half. There. So now I have 4 equal pieces. Now I can cut each of those pieces in half, and I now have 8 equal pieces. I label them across. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, 8/8. Some of you might be saying, why did you label all the way to 8/8? We only needed 2/8. And it's because every time I do this, my brain is getting a stronger connection to what eighths look like. So I'm not going to give up that opportunity to get more practice. Okay, let's look at our sentences. Even though directions won't tell you to mark every fraction. So even though directions won't tell you to mark every fraction, when you place fractions on a number line, even though directions won't tell you to mark every fraction, when you place fractions on a number line, you should do it. Okay? Even though directions won't tell you to mark every fraction, When you place fractions on a number line, you should do it. All right, it's time to tackle that output page. I'll see you next time.